Alright, we are entering the Tam-tara Deepcroft. No special animation today for this. I kind of screwed up my first time through. We are going to re-record it and continue with the teaching. Remember, if you're tanking, always put your tank stance on, or at least check that you have it activated. This is a relatively easy dungeon, and I mean, you don't really need a tank. These early dungeons they've been made easier as time has gone on. If you were so inclined at level, you could very slowly... Well, the healer could probably solo the entire place. So these trash mobs, pull them. There are a few things to keep an eye on, though. Down some of these tunnels, there is a clipping issue where you can see it, but you can't necessarily click on it or attack it. So pay attention. It's usually at the end of the hallways. I think it's not this one, but the next one where it happens. But still, keep an eye on it. The bosses in this are all pretty much the same. Except the final boss. Final boss has some mechanics that need to be paid attention to. They are very simple mechanics and easily dealt with. I'll explain them as we get there. Pay attention to the mobs around you, because you have some wandering monsters in here. Right, we're coming to the first boss. So, in the Tam-tara Deepcroft, there are things that you need to activate in order to unlock the final boss. These orbs are what you need to activate. See, there are 4 total. There's one right here, one over there, 1, 2 over there. So you take out the cultists and the gravediggers, and immediately pick up the Void Soulcounter. Void Soulcounter will do a frontal cleave. Well, it's best to have it faced away from the enemies, no. It's best to have it faced away from the rest of the party. Would love a heal. There you go. Thank you. So after the boss is dead, you activate the cultist orb, and it destroys one of the lines to the giant orb in the sky. Boot. Don't need anything from here. And that's one reason that you always want to look down the pathways that you're going to be heading so that you can see what is coming. Might accidentally pull something. And for most of this, you don't need to single target anything. Woohoo, level up. Carrion beetle. Some flesh fly form as well. We'll come in here and we'll grab the mites. Pop my cooldowns because this is a large group. Glad to see the healer knows when to heal and when not to. That is a very valuable thing. Pop that just in case. Oh, somebody pulled. Wandering monster. Stun the crap out of him. Beat him up. Oh, we've got an actual black mage with us. Okay, we are now at the second boss, which is going to be the exact same as the first boss. Except there are 3 gravediggers this time instead of 2. I am going to wait for everyone to catch up with me. Sounds like some people, their first time through here, so I am not going to fault anybody. Come on, mate. Yeah. Always do your best to try to make sure your party's with you. There is a mechanic where once the place seals off, when that purple gate there gets sealed off, you can get teleported here, but it's always nice to know that your party's with you, because somebody may have to AFK, and if you pull while somebody's AFK, you can probably get somebody killed, and if it's the healer that you missed saying they're AFK, you might have a wipe on your hands. So it's just a basic tank and spank with a dodge here and there. Rogue really likes to use what they call it, stuns. So, we are in the final stretch towards the last boss. Well, I say last boss, but this dungeon deviates from the normal pattern because there are 4 bosses, technically, but you might only get loot for 3 of them. So, that's a possibility. Always dodge out of stuff if you can. Sometimes you just have to eat the damage. Feel bad if you have to, just... not a failing usually. Some damage is unavoidable. Got the feeders. Yeah, we'll just do the feeders here. It's been a long time since I looked around this dungeon. Okay. Now, I'm just doing the direct way through on these runs. And you can run them however you'd like. When you come through, there are a bunch of side rooms that you can get into. Some of them have treasure, some of them have other stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna pop a potion. Okay. We are going to stun everything by me. Healer DPSing. More than healing. So this is also a good teaching point. So around this corner, I don't remember if this line of sights or not. And if you break line of sight with your healer while they're mid-cast on a heal, you will not get that heal. So try to be aware of where your healer is most of the time, especially when you're pulling. You might go around a corner, your healer's not there, and you die. So be careful. Try to do my best not to line of sight my healer. Waiting for the party is good. And if you're a DPS watching this, I sincerely hope that you take my advice and don't run in front of the tank. Even if you know the dungeon, you can still pull, and in some dungeons that can be... Yeah, see, I just line of sighted the healer on that little cast there. So you run past the wall that's out there. It brings you here to the final. You need to destroy this cultist rosary in order to bring down that wall that's out there. But a lot of these early dungeons will seem a lot easier later on, and a lot of times it's just a single skill dungeon or certain DPS. Alright, we've got the Cultist Rosary by Irwina Daniil. Going to deactivate it. Once the barrier falls, we've got 4 Gravediggers and a named enemy. So, gather aggro on all of them at the same time. Focus on the ranged. Stand near the ranged enemies, because the melee will come to you. And now we've got their Void Soulcounter. Void Soulcounter, tank and spank, like the last two. Down. Stunned. Down. Okay, so you do get treasure for all the bosses. You remove the cultist orbs, which will trigger a cutscene if you don't have them turned off, of the purple orb coming down. I will try to do better in future dungeons so that you can see that without me having to reset stuff on the character. But we are going to wait for them to finish viewing the cutscene, because this is the last boss. Galvanth the Dominator. Reminiscent of the Mind Flayer from D&D, and is actually based on characters from the first one. First Final Fantasy, that is. Yeah. I tend to run through the boss to turn him around. just so that everybody has a shot at the boss's back. Okay. This boss has the mechanic of these ads will spawn. And while those ads are up, you can't damage the boss. He's going to do that again, and ads are going to come out. He also has a point-blank area of effect. The ads are out, so I'm going to pick up the ads. Black Mage is taking care of the defensive thingy. The Imp is down. That is what you want to avoid. You want to run out of that because you cannot stun this boss. And it gives you paralysis. Paralysis will potentially stun you randomly. Got this. Tag you. Run towards me. Got it. Okay. Now, I don't like dragging the boss over to the imps, or the fact that occasionally he'll pull off the point-blank AoE immediately after the imp dies, so that everybody's got to run out. So it's just less potential for party-wide damage. But that is Tam-tara Deepcroft. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV videos, please like, follow, and subscribe. The usual YouTube stuff. To catch me live, check out my Twitch, link in the description. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.